Thanks for staying with us. So to join the conversation, you can call us at 021-634-352-013, 090-241-63440. Please send your messages on our Twitter and our X page, and also on YouTube. We'll be happy to hear your thoughts. Ramati, you're going to say something.
Okay, so I was going to say that in as much as he's saying that they should, if they see anybody with dreads, I'm just wondering about people who they gave birth to that already have the dreads. What is he going to do? So as I can see, it's just going to be a temporary measure. They need to get more ways on how they can, get to the bottom of all of this. And also, what I'm saying is, these Gen Z people, they don't read news. They don't see. So I'm wondering, people who are going to visit the states, what if they visit the state with their dreads and then they catch them and all of that? So I think they need to really sensitize. They should sensitize the youths on this thing and tell them what they are going to do.
We live in Lagos.
But if they really want to get these people, I think they need to get insiders, recruit these youths so that they can give them inside information amongst people that, these people, they are in call, so do something about it and all. Because this dread stuff, I think, is really a temporary.
Also, I was going to say that we should also remember that we live in Lagos. Seeing people with dreadlocks might be very normal to us. But in a certain communities, it's like, okay, listen, they are the minorities of the minorities. Here, one in every 4 young people are probably wearing some kind of dress or some kind of funny-looking hairstyle. But it's probably easier to identify. So the community understands that, listen, this is not who we are. These cults have infuriated our culture, our people. We can tell them. We have to fish them out. So it might be easier to make that pronouncement because he knows that, listen, it's easy to get these guys out of our communities.
I know somebody from Kaduna State, a young boy from Kaduna State. In fact, when I even heard this, if not that I know this person personally, what the governor just described, there's this person. And it's something, but it's fashion for them. You see that bleached skin? I have spoken and talked to this person. This person is so bleached. My friend calls him unripe plant. I think half ripe, half unripe. And I've spoken to him about, I've spoken to him about the health consequences, he just does not get it. In fact, when he starts turning a little brown, give him a few weeks, the yellow will come back again with patches everywhere. Then the hair, dreads, and I've heard, I remember talking and someone was saying that it's really the in thing, especially in Kaduna State, that you see all these Kaduna boys.
May not be.
No. As I said, if I didn't know this person personally, maybe, but I know. And I know that for them, it's just really part of feeling among and feeling like, that they're cool. So that's why profiling for criminality will be difficult based on looks.
Paul, thanks for calling. You're live.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Go ahead, please.
Good morning to everybody on set. People are looking very beautiful this morning.
Thank you. We need some volume. Can't hear you.
I am so surprised and very disturbed about the governor's statement or position. It's not how to go about it. I wish all of you there were in the advisory council with this governor.
Yes, because we're in the advising council
on this is what he should have done. He should have gone to do due diligence.
Okay.
He should have been advised properly before he came out with this statement. You cannot tell.
Mr. Paul. Okay, I was going to engage Mr. Paul to see if he understood the context in which the governor was speaking, because some people, as we've learned over the years, that people listen through the filters. They don't want to know what you're saying. They don't want to hear they don't want to listen to reason. Theirs is the moment you say it, their mind listens to that through their own understanding of where they are, their own experiences. So no matter what you say, people are not going to get the reason. So that is the Nigerian telling us that the man shouldn't have done what he did. There are two sides of that story. Any other comments on social media?
We have Andrew says people like Sakori Mike has dreadlocks with laptop and you get them out.
No, let me read part of the letter that we got, which is it says, let's remain focused on the real issue and avoid distraction that shift attention from the governor's genuine efforts. So, and I find that many times, when there are genuine issues that we are discussing either as a community or as a nation. Media, social media, non-traditional media tend to do this a lot. You pick what you think is sensational and you go with it. And then the next thing happens, the real issue that we're trying to deal with is completely forgotten. and maybe someone mistakenly said something, mistakenly pronounced something, or made a gaffe, or maybe should have worded what they're saying differently, that now becomes the topic. That now becomes what it is that we're discussing. I think the main issue here in Minna, in Niger State, in Minna, what the governor is talking about, is the real issue. And I want and I wish, you know, media would highlight that issue above, you know, some of the above this sensationalizing the dreads and the looks. That can be, you know, I'm happy that we're able to discuss that, but let's not lose focus of what is happening. There is widespread criminality, you know, in Nigeria. And it's sad for me because I'm seeing many young people who could have been otherwise engaged, doing real work, good work, find themselves in groups like this. Cultism, we've just heard of the young boy that was shot this,
Morning,
you know, we read from the papers he was shot on an anti-cult walk. It's a real issue. I want us to talk about that more. And let's encourage our boys and our girls, you know, to concentrate on what would be beneficial to their lives and their future. Let's stop making everything just gist and vibe and things like that. Let's focus.
Let me take this call from Shola. Thanks for calling. You're live.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, Shola. Go ahead, please.
Concerning the issue you guys are discussing now, I think the governor of Niger State is the chief security officer of the state. And the issue going on in Nigeria now, a lot of criminality happening now in Nigeria. Now, for that man to have profiled in such a way is not too bad, but I think the way he's doing it, I will say it's bad. When I go through his house, the legislation to put those things in order. And secondly, to say something else, Morayo, you cannot have your son, just like this said, you cannot have your son put on earrings, put on eyelashes, in the party. As a woman, you know, it's an insult to moral life. It's a Gen Z time, Gen Z period. But we're using our Gen Z period or Gen Z time to destroy morality in the community. And now, because before we know, people start behaving anyhow, I think as civilization. In our time, all those things doesn't happen. Yes, there are criminal elements those times. But now we have 100% of it in this country. And so if the man puts it that way, I think we should just allow him. And as a media people, you guys are saying, and drive this, you can drive this, all this. I think we are propagating a lot of things. And it's not according to moral life in our country.
Thank you very much, Shola. I'm sorry I didn't hear a lot of what you said in the studio. Maybe our producers heard you, or our viewers heard you at home. My sister apologized. I kept hearing my name, but I didn't hear what you said. There's another part I'd like to say from the press release from the special advice. He said, it is important to clarify that the government's actions are not directed at everyone who wears dreadlocks. So,
how
for example,
they separate it? That's the problem.
The focus is specifically on members of the Oya cult who have been disrupting the community and endangering lives. Misunderstanding this intent only distracts from the real issue at hand.
But how do they also differentiate?
Exactly.
Because we know, see, you know, we have been in this country now. At least we've crossed 40. Being in this
finally
country.
He's crossed 40.
Being on this
not here.
Being experiencing things, and we know how our security agencies can be overzealous.
Absolutely.
Number one, they do not, I don't believe they have proper investigative modalities. They are always in a hurry to name somebody, to present that we have caught the culprits without doing due diligence. And you can quote me anywhere. It's always, we don't catch them, we don't catch them. They may not be the right people, but because there's no proper due diligence to ascertain whether they are the right people or not, they look a certain way, they resemble close to the right people, you pick them up, and it becomes a problem. We've seen a lot of people who are innocent, who have been arrested, who are languishing in jail because of, you know, wrong profiling. And we're saying that, this one that you're making like a blanket statement, how do we differentiate that this person is Oya and this person is not Oya? Because you see the dreadlock, you see the bleaching, you pick this person, and then you're telling this person that you are Oya, and this person may not be Oya. How do you differentiate? We don't have those modalities. So that's what I'm saying. They have to go back to data. One, do they have data of people in the state? We need to think more and think better now. looking at the fact that we're in 2025, things have to change. 2, does every adult in the state have an ID card, whether you're a student, whether you're working, whether you're a farmer, whether you're a hunter? There should be a form of identification that you carry around. We understand that the times are rough. So you cannot just go out without carrying your ID card, whoever you are, whether you are a seamstress, they have associations, so that in case you pick somebody and they're saying this is where I am, you can call these people and verify. You have something to work towards. That's what they should ensure. Another one, do they have community policing? Do they have task force? They have young boys who are looking for things to do. Put them together and say, okay, this is causing a menace in the society. We are going to have you people look through the society. You speak the language. You can mingle with the young people your age. Find out what is going on. Let us clamp this thing before it becomes a serious menace in the society. Those are some of the things that they need to do so that they ensure they pick the right people.
Okay, I would like to assume that the government has done quite a bit, because they also said that they've had repeated arrests. Different people have been, we don't trust our Nigerian government. We always be as if the one that our government is not trustworthy. But in some cases, they actually do the work. In some cases, they actually investigate and they actually see a case to a fruitful conclusion. So we've seen that happen. But I also hear you. There's some cases where they are overzealous. But in that, let's assume they've ticked all the boxes and crossed all the T's and dotted all the I's. But they are still not making a headway. So for him to make this emotional directions, because I'm tired. We've tried to arrest these people. We have done everything. It's not working. Now I've sent out a threat. Now it's now gone. The onus is now on the family. Say, Uncle, I know you're not the culprit. Please stop reaching. Stop going and cut your hair. I don't want them to go and carry you, because that's the kind of drastic measures certain things require in certain communities, because our peculiar circumstances must provide certain decisions. I have to wrap up on this, but let me let you have the final.
Okay, so looking at this, now I'm just thinking of one of my cousins. His name is Tahir. I can just imagine telling Tahir that the government said don't. He's going to feel like they are ripping him of his youthful period, and when he's supposed to be doing all of these things, you people want to snatch it. He will say, Governor, JK Aikinka, go and do your work, do other things, be creative,
allow me to grow.
Allow me do all these things. This is the only time I have to do all of these things, because by the time I get to a certain age, I'm not going to do all of these things anymore. So I'm just imagining Tahir is going to blow out like this, and
so we advise Mr. Governor to get more creative and see how he can get the job done without infringing on the rights of the average Nigerian who lives in the state.
The average dreadwear.
The average Nigerian who has dreadlocks, who has and who's bleached skin.
Yes.
Hey. All right, that's all we can take on this segment. When we come back, move on to our next topic. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.